Please rise for O Canada. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, through patriot love, in all thy sons command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep the land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
So, please be seated. Thank you, Brad McDonald, for leading us in O Canada. And thank you to Ed Coleman and his talented grandson, Liam, for piping us in. Well done. So, Mr. President, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Isabel Madeira Voss, and I'm the principal of Kingstec campus. And on behalf of our graduates, faculty, and staff, I want to welcome you to Nova Scotia Community College's Convocation exercises for 2013. This is Kingstec's 48th annual spring convocation, and I'm pleased to welcome all the families and friends of our 439 graduates who've traveled from many parts of the province and beyond to attend today's celebration. Today we're holding two convocation ceremonies. We had one this morning for the School of Business and the School of Health and Human Services, and the second one this afternoon for the School of Access and the School of Trades and Technology. I also want to recognize some honored guests and longtime friends of Kingstec campus who are seated in the audience, starting with the Honorable Ramona Jennings, Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development, and our MLA for King South. Welcome. We think we have Leo Glavine, who's our MLA for Kings West, Rod Franklin, Nova Scotia Department of Labor and Advanced Education, and Bud Murphy is with us this afternoon, former faculty with School of Trades and Technology. Welcome back, Bud. Thank you all for joining us. I'd now like to introduce the members of the college and platform guests who are joining me today, and I ask that you hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. So starting on my right, we have Scott Bryson, our Member of Parliament for Kings Hants. Don Bureau, President of NSCC. Anna Stewart, NSCC Board of Governors. Michelle Lane, Vice President of Advancement. Kathy McLean, Vice President of Learning and College Development. Monica Foster, Vice President of Administrative Services. Kathleen Allen, Dean of Student Services. In the back, Tara Lee Hammond, Dean of School of Access. Oh, change seats. John Smith, Manager of Student Services. Patsy McDonald, our College Registrar. Then Jim Morton, our MLA for Kings North. Don Jardine, Academic Chair for the School of Trades and Technology, and Jadine Sherman, Academic Chair for the School of Access. So graduates, this is your day to be proud of your achievements and your success. And this day is due in no small measure to the dedicated support and commitment you've benefited from every day from the professionals that work at Kingstec campus. And I'd like now for the faculty and staff to please stand and be recognized by your graduates. This year, we have 3 individuals retiring from our Kingstec campus family: Paula Coldwell, library technician; Vicki Dyer, faculty of School of Business; and Sean Whitney, ALP counselor. And we want to please recognize these individuals who will be greatly missed. I'd now like to invite to the podium our MP for Kings Hants, Scott Bryson, to say a few words.
Thanks, Isabel, and it's terrific to be here with you today. A couple years ago, something funny happened to me on the way here, which I ended up being a little late. And I explained as I arrived that the reason I was late is that one of the jobs of the Member of Parliament is to test the effectiveness of the local RCMP highway patrol. And I was pleased to report that day that things were working fine. Something funny happened to me today on the way here. I was at a parade this morning. There was a lady driving a big Dodge Ram pickup truck, and she was towing a wagon with a bunch of people on it for one of the community organizations. She said to me as I was walking in the parade, she yelled at me out the window, she said, "Shouldn't you be on the wagon?" I thought about that, and I said, that was a very personal comment. I think she thought I was Rob Ford, but in any case, I'm really happy to be with you today on such an exciting and important day and a celebratory day as you recognize your achievements, the graduates and their families. And it reminds me of the incredible changes in the world we live in terms of the economic changes, the changes in terms of technology. I was listening to CBC this morning, and they had a clip from 20 years ago, Peter Mansbridge talking about this new thing, the internet. And when you think of how the nature of technology, the nature of work, the nature of education has changed in the last 20 years. And it's led to some real opportunities, but it's also led to some real problems and challenges. We have in Canada today jobs without people, and we have people without jobs. And this skills gap that is so tough to try to connect people with the opportunities of today. And when you think of the changes in our valley, we've lost a lot of jobs in the last few years in Hants County and Kings County and Annapolis County and places in Nova Scotia. But at the same time, we see the emergence of new opportunities. And I think of the wine industry. When I was elected in '97, there were 2 wineries operating in Nova Scotia. Today, there are 16. That has nothing to do with my personal consumption. But to put it in perspective, in 1997, there were 16 wineries in the Niagara region, and today there are 130. And you think of the jobs and the spin-offs, and nobody is better positioned to prepare young Nova Scotians for those opportunities of the future than Nova Scotia Community College. And as I look out at the graduates today, I can say to you that no educational institution anywhere could better prepare you for the jobs of today than Nova Scotia Community College. And the one thing that's different today than it was 10 years, 20 years ago is that this is quite possibly not the last time you will be walking up on a stage and getting a diploma in education in your life, because we're in a life of today. The nature of work, the nature of careers is lifelong learning. And so not only is Nova Scotia Community College the best place to have given you the education you need for the jobs of today, it's not inconceivable that in the future Nova Scotia Community College will be there for you again to equip you for the jobs of the future. So I wish you all the best. Congratulations to you and to your families. This is a proud moment. And congratulations to the team at Nova Scotia Community College for doing the world-class, important work you do. You are vital to the future of Nova Scotia, and you are essential to our economic prosperity and competitiveness. And we thank you for the wonderful work you do on behalf of all of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. I'd now like to invite our MLA for Kings North, Jim Morton, to say a few words.
Thank you, Isabel, and good afternoon, everybody. Honored guests, faculty, students, family members, and friends, my colleague in the legislature, Ramona Jennings. It's my particular pleasure to be here this afternoon to bring greetings from the province of Nova Scotia. And what a wonderful day this has been. I actually went back to Kentville after the event this morning, and I was tempted to spend the afternoon in Fox Hill at that big yard sale. But we need some more days like this. But I am very pleased to bring greetings from the province, but you know, I'm even more proud to be here because this campus, the Kingstec campus and the Nova Scotia Community College is a vital part of our community. And it's just a matter of pride for me every day to participate in events that happen at the college and to know about the work that you're doing here. I hope that all of you are very proud, too, of what has been accomplished. Family members and friends who are in the room, I know because of my social work background how important context is, how important community is, how important families and friends are in helping anything of worth happen. And so I hope you're taking a great deal of pleasure and pride in what is happening here this afternoon. And graduates who've set out a year ago or 2 years ago, some time ago, to earn a certificate or a diploma, I hope you're savoring the success of this day. You know, nothing can ever take that away from you. Billy Wilder, the great American film director, once said, "You're always as good as the best thing that you've ever done." And, you know, you've done a great thing in attending community college and achieving this success, and it's yours forever. I know that during your time at Kingstec, you've done a number of things, and all of those things have helped you gain confidence. They've helped you build a network of colleagues. They've helped you learn and internalize a set of skills. They've certainly earned you some credentials. Your time here has helped you face and prepared you to face the challenges that life will set before you. Some of those challenges will involve things like family decisions or workplace issues or personal decisions. But you know, we also live in a world that still, despite all of our efforts over decades and centuries, a world that's still plagued by the despair of poverty, the ravages of conflict and war, the threats of climate change, the growing gap between the rich and poor. And we're still handicapped, I think, perhaps this is again a reflection of my social work background, by our failures to find a way to take good enough care of each other. And so, as I stand here this afternoon thinking about your future, I hope that you'll use your education not only to enhance your own life, but also to make a difference, to leave our world, your world, just a little better than the way you find it. Years ago, maybe when at the dawn of the internet age, I was in Dallas, Texas for a meeting, and the thing I came back with actually was something not related to the meeting at all. I took the opportunity to visit the 6th floor of the Dallas Book Depository, the place from which John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, was shot 50 years ago this year, in fact. And what stood out for me from that visit was this line from an audio exhibit that Kennedy made from a speech he made in 1960, his presidential campaign speech. He said, we stand today, Kennedy said, on the edge of a new frontier. But the new frontier of which I speak is not a set of promises, it is a set of challenges. And I would say that 53 years later, we all stand again on the edge of our own new frontiers. So good luck and Godspeed as you take on the challenges, each one of those challenges that lie ahead for you. Congratulations on all that you've done to prepare for the future, and certainly congratulations on your success.
Okay, I'd now like to call on our president, Don Bureau, to deliver the convocation address.
Well, good afternoon. You know, I get to do a lot of very cool, fun, interesting activities as president of NSCC, but there's nothing better than being able to address the graduating class of 2013. It's extra special for me because I'm a Valley boy. I live here in the Annapolis Valley, about 10 minutes down the road in Hantsport. And a few years ago, I had the honor of working at Kingstec. I was the principal of this campus for 3 years and had the absolute privilege of working with these wonderful professionals that we honored earlier. So it's really, really special for me to be back home here this afternoon. Graduates, I want to begin by thanking you. I want to thank you for choosing NSCC as a place where you've gained the skills and knowledge that you'll use to build the economy and quality of life for the province of Nova Scotia. But I want to also thank you because you've helped me with my journey of lifelong learning. As many of you have welcomed me into your classes, into your shops, and into your labs during the past year, because you see, I did a version of the popular television program Undercover Boss, where I became an undercover student for a day. We have a program at NSCC where you can test drive a program. So I test drove many of the programs over the past year, and while the staff knew my identity, the students did not know who I was. Often I would adopt a new identity, so I would show up at a campus in a pair of jeans and a baseball cap and a t-shirt. And one particular day I arrived at a campus, and I explained to my student host that I was thinking about making a midlife career change, and I wanted to test drive this particular program. So after giving me an excellent overview in safety, my student host assigned me a project of soldering together 2 pieces of copper pipe joined with a 90-degree elbow, and he set me loose for about a half an hour. Well, it became evident very quickly that was an activity for which I had very little skill. And I returned to my student host and I presented my project to him, and he looked at the project, he looked at me, looked at the project, and he said, "Don, have a seat." So I sat down, he sat across from me, he took his safety glasses off and looked me straight in the eye, and he said, "Don, are you sure you want to make a career change?" Well, in addition to learning a great deal about myself, I have to say I learned a great deal about you, our graduates. But there are 2 particular attributes that I want to take a few minutes to talk about this afternoon, and they are purpose and passion. I believe one of the most critical elements of success is having purpose in one's life. In fact, there's a great saying that goes like this: the primary purpose of life is to live a life of purpose. Never before has the economy of Nova Scotia faced such possibilities. While at the same time, we're feeling a little bit of pain. I believe we're in a great time of transition, and I believe that to bring true prosperity to this province, each and every one of us must live our life with purpose. A number of years ago, I read a very interesting article in Success magazine, and the title caught my attention. It read, "People will summarize your life in one sentence, so pick it now." And the author was doing research, and he was asking the question, if you could live your life over again, what would you do differently? And the interesting aspect of the research was in order to be interviewed, you had to be over the age of 100. And from the research, 3 themes emerged. If I could live my life over again, I would risk more. If I could live my life over again, I would reflect more. If I could live my life over again, I would live it with more purpose by living life more fully. You know, John Wooden, the great basketball coach of the UCLA men's basketball team, believed deeply in this concept of living one's life fully. He would say that life is a mission, not an intermission. And during practice, if he would see some of his players loafing and not giving it their all, he would go up to them and he'd say, you know, I know you're not giving 100% today, and tomorrow you'll probably think you can go back and give a little bit more. But he said, you can never give more than 100%. So if you're giving 60% today, you can't return tomorrow and give 140%. If you're giving 60% today, you'll always leave 40% on the table. So graduates, with the knowledge and skills that you've gained while studying at NSCC, our ask of you is simple. Please continue to live your life with purpose by living it fully. I believe that living one's life with purpose is only part of the formula for success. We must also be passionate about what we do. You know, I'm a very lucky man. I get to do a job that I absolutely love. I get to work with amazing people. I get to live in my home province. I absolutely have passion for my career. And they say without passion for what you do, it's like running a marathon with your nose pinched closed. Very hard to breathe, and you have to work twice as hard. My oldest son has always been very interested in, and I would say passionate about, water. He was a little boy out playing in the puddles during a rainstorm. He'd be making dams. And while children really liked playing in water, Alexander really loved playing in water. Well, he's now a grown man, and guess what he does? He's an environmental scientist, and he researches water. He was always older than his age, and one time he was about 10 years old. He was outside playing in a rainstorm, playing in a puddle, and I was trying to convince him it was time to come in the house, do some chores, clean up his room. And there he was in his Mickey Mouse blue rubber boots, his yellow raincoat, looking at me, trying to plead to play out a little bit longer. And I said, no, it's time to come in. And he said to me, and I'll never forget, he looked straight at me and he said, Dad, remember, growing older is mandatory, but growing up is optional. What I love and admire most about children is that they know what they're passionate about. Graduates, I want to thank you for your passion that you've shown for your learning. And please never stop being driven by that child within you. Your communities will need this passion to remain with you as you continue to be lifelong learners. And please never forget that learning is often not done alone. Whether they are family, friends, amazing NSCC faculty and staff. Graduates, there are people in your lives who are joining us today who have been part of your journey of lifelong learning. So, before you graduate, graduates, I have one last ask. You have one last assignment. Think of that person that's joining us today that's been part of your learning journey, because at NSCC we have a tradition where I ask the graduating class to stand and make eye contact and give a wave to somebody in the room who's been part of your success that we're celebrating today. So please stand and give somebody a wave in the room, please. You have passed your final assignment. Congratulations. Good job. I asked the graduating class of 2013 to draw inspiration from the individuals with whom you've just made eye contact, to find ways to continue to construct a life that's full of purpose and passion for your work and your communities, because you know for decades our alumni have been doing just that. The graduates who have come before you have been able to blend their learning with their passions with community service and work. I want to now acknowledge our alumni who are joining us today. If you are a past graduate of NSCC or one of our predecessor institutions, or a graduate of CCEDP, would you please now stand to be recognized? So graduates, in conclusion, I want to acknowledge that in a few minutes, I will have the absolute honor of presenting you with your certificate or your diploma. And at that time, you'll become alumni of the Nova Scotia Community College. As an alumnus, please accept the challenge of becoming fully engaged in your communities, and please be guided by a suggestion from a poem from a book written by a chap by the name of Frank Walker. It's a book of poems about Isaac Murphy. And Isaac Murphy was a son of a slave. He was a 19th century jockey, and he is considered by most to be the greatest jockey of all time. He won the Kentucky Derby 3 times. And the last stanza of the last poem in this book about this incredible human being goes like this. Grab the reins of any and everything that makes your heart race. Find your purpose, and hold on. Graduates, again, thank you for choosing NSCC. Congratulations, and in a phrase, you rock. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don, for your inspiring comments. My name is Jadine Sherman, and I'm the Academic Chair for the School of Access. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all of the requirements for credentials in the School of Access. Mr. President, for the Nova Scotia High School Graduation Diploma for Adults. Tanya Jessica Andreno. Melinda Cataret, Honors. Megan Campbell. Melissa Connors. Michelle Murray. Angela Eisner, Honors. Denise Gillis, Honors. Carla Kennedy. Tiffany Meister. Christina Penny, honors. Pam Purdy. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Nova Scotia High School Graduation Diploma for Adults. For the information of the audience, those students whose names appear in the program but who are unable to be with us today are automatically admitted to their respective certificates or diplomas. Mr. President, for the Certificate in Academic and Career Connections. Oh, sorry, still adult learning program. My mistake. I thought you were hanging. Sarah Sampson, honors. Natalie Woodworth, honors. Danielle Zwicker, honors. And now, Mr. President, the graduates in the Nova Scotia High School Graduation Diploma for Adults. Mr. President, for the Certificate in Academic and Career Connections, Roxanne Doucette. Jessica Hatfield. Emily Lake, honors. Lucas Pinio. Nathaniel Riley, honors. Holly Rogers. Courtney Weber. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Academic and Career Connections, the graduates in the School of Access.
Good afternoon. I'm Don Jardine, Academic Chair, School of Trades and Technology. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for credentials in the School of Trades and Technology for the Certificate in Automotive Service and Repair. Mitchell Armstrong, honors. Jennifer Ernst. Brandon Frost. Jordan Gavel. Ryan Gavel, honors. Adam Jago. Thank you, sir. Sean Lynch. Alexander McLean, honors. Jonah McLean. Devin Miller, honors. Joshua Mullen. Dawson Shoup. Nicholas Thompson, honors. Nigel Upshaw, honors. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in automotive service and repair. Mr. President, the candidates for their certificate in electrical, construction, and industrial, Sean Armstrong. Brooks Bailey, honors. Joel Bailey, honors. Matthew Beliveau, honors. Matthew Best. Jeremy Brown. Ryan Connors. Jeffrey Crooks. Manuel Cruz. Leslie Ells. Ryan Evans. Taylor Faulkner. Michael Frazier. Jeffrey Frelick. Aaron Gay. Dylan Gilbert. Gable Goulet, honors. Thank you. Congratulations. Gregan? Timothy Gregan, honors. Michael Gregory. Nicholas Harvey. John Hawley, honors. Daniel Kite. Tyler Lunn, honors. Sean MacDonald. Yep. I got you. Jared Mailman. Tyler Manzine, honors. Caitlin Maxwell. Lisa Moore, honors. Francois Patouin, honors. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Matthew Randell. Benjamin Reed. Ken Webb, honors. Jonathan Wheatley. Adrian Wilson. Joshua Woodcock, honors. Jeffrey Young, honors. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Electrical Construction and Industrial. Mr. President, the candidates for the certificate in plumbing, Elliott Dixon Green, honors. Tyler Hatt. Justin Higney, honors. Elissa McInnes, honors. Isaac McInnes. Jared Mon. Thomas McLean. Barry Merritt. Jordan Peary. Peter Rand. Jason Ratto. Adam Smith. Mitchell Weir. Douglas Wilson. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in plumbing. Mr. President, the candidates for the diploma in carpentry, Natalie Dubois. Ryan Eisner. Alexander Garland, honors. David Hayes. Presenting David's diploma this afternoon is his mother, staff member at Kingstec campus, Lisa Hayes. Matthew Hillier. Nathan Callback. Michael Kendall. Dylan Manning. Trevor Muse. Nicholas Robert. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in carpentry. Mr. President, the candidates for the diploma in electronic engineering technician, Evan Bulger. Kaylin Frampton. Jordan Ilsley. Evan Mander. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of Electronic Engineering Technician. Mr. President, the candidates for the diploma in heavy-duty equipment, truck and transport repair, Ian Baker, honors. Christopher Berry. Brandon Best. Presenting Brandon's diploma this afternoon is his aunt, Di Best. Mark Bulger. Mark Camo. Brandon Dugas. Adrian Hicks. Jacob Horsnell. Jordan Kenny. Simon Robichaud. Christopher Rushton. Brandon Terrio. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in heavy-duty equipment, truck and transport repair. Mr. President, the candidates for the Diploma in Horticulture and Landscape Technology, Rebecca Apperly Ryan. Chad McPherson. Congratulations. Christina McElman. Lillian Lockwood, honors. Courtney Mador, honors. Aaron Walker. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Horticulture and Landscape Technology. Mr. President, the candidates for the Diploma in Machining, Taylor D'Entremont. Maris Mosier, honors. Ryan Robar. Lucas Sabine. Tanner Spinney. Jason Wolf. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in machining, the graduates of the School of Trades and Technology. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the Nova Scotia Community College Kingstec campus graduating class of 2013.
Good afternoon. I'm John Smith, the Manager of Student Services at the Kingstec campus. Just last evening at our campus, we held our student awards ceremonies, and students from our various programs were recognized for their outstanding achievement and contribution to their class and industry. I would like all of you students who received awards last night to please rise so we can recognize your excellence. I will now ask Elisa McGinnis, who's graduating from the plumbing program, to please come forward to present our valedictory address to our convocation. Elisa comes to the NSCC. She came looking for a change. I wanted the career that I could be happy about and to make my daughters proud. She describes her NSCC experience as wonderful. I really appreciated the enthusiasm and the dedication of my two teachers and what they put into the courses. Throughout NSCC, I found confidence and strength within myself. While I knew all along they were there, I simply didn't feel that I had the tools to access them. As Elisa looks forward to her future, she's ready and eager to put into the effort to make it the best that it can be. No matter how much talent a person may have, it doesn't beat hard work. Hard work will always prevail, she says. Elisa will continue her plumbing apprenticeship and hopes to be an example to other young women who are considering a career in the trade sector. She says, NSCC gave me everything I needed to be the best, and now I can only go forward. Women can be very successful in trades. We don't have to follow the traditional paths anymore, she says. So please help me welcome Elisa to the podium.
We all travel down a one-way road. Of course, this road will have many turns, bumps, and stops. But ultimately, there is no going back. So I ask you today, how is your travel going? Are you in the driver's seat? Or are you just watching to see what happens? Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, graduates, and honored guests. I ask you these questions because these were questions I couldn't answer myself. It would seem that with every success, there is always a failure or disruption right behind it or just after it. I know personally, I've always been the type to see the negative of a situation instead of the positive. But it's thinking like this that alienates you and drives you to dwell and wonder, what could I have changed? But, like I said, we cannot turn around on our path, we can only go forward. 3 years ago, I never would have imagined I'd be standing here graduating as a plumber. I would have just laughed and made a joke, because at the time, I was the fast food queen. I had worked in so many restaurants that it became easier to list the ones I hadn't worked in. And I knew that a change had to be made. I had made so many other changes in my life, so why not a career change? When I left high school, I was extremely lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do, except take a year off and figure it out. Only in that year, I settled for a boy that used violence for control. I settled again for low-wage jobs, and in all of that, I brought 2 children in. An experience and a guilt that only a mother can feel, I knew I had to make a change. I got a new place in a different town, and I found love with a real man. But again, I slipped back into the routine of settling for bad jobs and circumstances that just weren't fitting. The night I chose to come to the NSCC, I was sitting in my bedroom with my boyfriend, crying and crying about how much I needed to change my life, when he said to me, why don't you try a trade? And I thought about it for a minute, and I thought, why not? It's not like things could get any worse. So we sat there and we scrolled through the NSCC list, and my boyfriend stopped on one. And he looked at me all serious and he said, here's one you could be. You can be a plumber. Anyone could be a plumber. And and he told me I would make good money. Well, I was sold. I heard good money and I applied immediately. But unfortunately, it was too late for that September, so I waited for this year and I applied. I had wanted the Pictou campus as it was closer to my home, but it was full from the wait list the year before. So this was my second option. I got into Kingstec, I packed the family up, and we moved to the Valley. But of course, once we got into the Valley, we hit a few bumps on the way. We were in an area we knew nothing about, with no family, no friends, and no real support. And in that first month, my youngest daughter, Kaylin, fell critically ill and almost passed away on her sister Annabelle's 4th birthday. But miraculously, she pulled through, and to this day is still very healthy. And we came back to the Valley, and there we were again. No money, no job, and the question of how are we going to do this? But at the last minute, it all pulled together, and I made it to school. Kingstec NSCC is amazing. The faculty and students make it a point to welcome everyone. I remember on the first day, a second-year business student greeted me outside of the daycare entrance and asked me if I needed some help. She kindly took me on a tour of the college and gave me a map and helped me on my way. It was my first introduction to what the NSCC is willing to do for you. Later that day, I got into my class of 18 guys and one other girl, and we started our year. My teacher, Archie, was a tough man from day one. He laid down the law, and he pretty much scared all of us. But what we didn't realize is that he's actually a big softie, and that he cared about all of us, and he was just shaping us into decent, respectable young apprentices. He saw potential in all of us, even the 2 that left the course. He didn't harass them, he just saw that they were capable of other things. Some things I learned from Archie were, don't be late, don't get hurt in his class, how to be a plumber, and if all else fails, we could get a shovel and the green side goes up. He was an excellent teacher, and I know his next set of students, his last ones, will enjoy him like we did and be successful like the rest of us are doing. Here at the NSCC, you'll never feel alone. There is always a friendly face around every corner. The staff is fantastic. If you have an issue, there is someone there to help you. Whether it be troubles with homework, finances, or food, they have a solution. Everyone fits in here, and I know I'm proud to say I've attended this campus. My goal with this speech is to have everyone recognize that this is a campus where anyone can succeed. When I said there are bumps and stops on our journey, the same can be said for your time here at the NSCC. You will complain, and you will complain a lot. You won't always see eye to eye with your teachers, mostly your communications teacher, though I love Jane. And you'll assume that every assignment they give you is for nothing. But it isn't until the end that you realize that everything they make you do had a purpose. They shaped and molded us into our best selves, and they gave us opportunities to continue to grow. You might leave here feeling a little lost and confused, but the school can't do it all for you. They give you the tools, and you decide how to use them. This is where I come back to the negativity for a bit. I know that after my work placement, I was pretty disappointed I didn't get a job. And I felt extremely angry with the NSCC. I thought they just pumped out apprentices and didn't care what happened. But that was the negativity talking. What I failed to see was that they had given me everything I needed to start a career. I thought about how I could always go back to those dead-end jobs, or I could use the advantage I had just earned and grow from there. Nothing in this life comes free. It comes from hard work and dedication. Just like the childhood game of life, every time you spin the wheel, you don't know what's going to happen. You might not go to college, you might not find love, or you could simply lose everything. But you could also start a career, start a family, and be fully successful. I urge everyone to think about the negative that has happened in your life and then push it aside. Grow from it. Make something of it. Can you imagine how boring life would be if everything had just been handed to you? Can you imagine never having a story to tell when you were drinking or hanging out with your buddies? Because I've never heard a story that didn't start with, well, I was really drunk, or I did this stupid thing. And find humor in the bad, succeed by focusing on the good, and remember that you are in the driver's seat and it's time to hit the road. Thank you.
So, on behalf of Kingstec Campus and NSCC, I want to once again congratulate our graduates and wish you much success in your future. And remember, you will always be part of NSCC and Kingstec Campus. Before we close, I'd like to invite you to join us back at the campus in Kentville for a reception. And I ask that as we exit, please allow the stage guests to exit first, followed by faculty and staff. Thank you again for joining us, and this concludes Convocation. Thank you.